Last time I talked about the American, Psychiatric Association, or the APA convention, and how they talked about the psychiatrists and how they interviewed them, and it was a very clever documentary that was put together quite well. And this book is by Patricia Dwyer Scholl. It's the 2008 Nursing Spectrum Drug Handbook. Quite a thick book. You see, this is the type of subject that they don't know where the pills came from, because there's quite a few of them. Just like they don't really understand the pills they're prescribing you. They just read the journal and they say, okay, something's wrong with them. They look and hear, what can I treat it for? For example, if we're talking about, well, let's start with cetirizine hydrochloride, right? It talks about patient monitoring. Assess for signs and symptoms of serious adverse reactions, including hypersensitivity, jaundice, and bleeding. Monitor liver and kidney function results. Okay, just the first one I flipped to. Let's take another one, okay? Droperidol, adverse reactions. Drowsiness, anxiety, impaired coordination, irritability, depression, headache, hallucination, memory loss, paresthesia, ataxia, paranoia, disorientation, nightmares, speech difficulties, syncope, suicidal ideation. So a lot of these speech difficulties I have aren't from the marijuana. They're on record from these prescription pills that the FDA removes a lot of them. Now let's get to the prescription pills themselves. A lot of these, some of these on the list I've taken, a lot of these I know, from my research. Almost every one of them, actually. It talks about codeine, it'll go on to talk about, Lamictal and Depakote, and it might touch on Effexor and Zoloft and Prozac before we're done. But right here it talks about Xanax, it talks about Norvasec, it talks about Lotrol. So and it shows the size of the pills. Notice how they're colorful pills. We keep flipping through the book, and in the end, what you're going to see is that these pills, even the pills themselves, have symbols and colors that do a number. It's a psychological. It's for marketing, really. In fact, I just got called by a guy whose number was a marketing research number, but I don't know why he called, and I'm very suspicious of everyone right now, so I don't really know what to think. So, really, we're going on. Here's Prozac right here. This one should have been taken off the market, and I believe it might have haven't even been taken off the market for a while. I'm gonna check my, I'm gonna look that up in a minute. Put it in the comments. But if you look, it's in the 2008 handbook, which was only 4 years ago, and there you go. You still have Prozac. Okay, so when you go on and talk about all these, you can just see it. It's like really candy for kids. You ever been to a candy store and you see all the colorful candies, and the rock candy and the nerds and the sweet tarts, and that's what we're talking. It makes you feel good like candy, kid. Oh, you're feeling down? Well, here's your candy for adolescents. Here's your candy for teenagers. And you go on, adverse effects, methadone hydrochloride. I mean, they're giving methadone to motherfuckers. You understand what that is? It's some serious addictive drugs that people kill each other for in the streets. And the adverse reactions are immense. So if you look, every pill, I'm just going to flip through one and just stop. And where does it take me? It takes me to thyroid thyroid desiccated, and basically it talks about the precautions: tartrazine sensitivity, cardiovascular disease, elderly patients, breastfeeding patients, adverse reactions: insomnia, tremors, headache, palpitations. All these things are dumbing people down. They're making them dizzy. They're causing them to vomit. They're doing things that define them as sheep and have discredited them and make people say, are you okay? Oh, your medication, oh, I know how it is. Oh, and if you don't follow their demon plan, it's, oh, you have a problem you don't want to admit to yourself. Not the problem is in society and the drug companies who, on record, were part of the pesticides and the chemicals and the big movement to poison minorities. Pesticides in the field, Planned Parenthood abortions, and prescription pills from pharmaceutical companies for made-up mood disorder all tie into eugenics beyond any doubt. Those are some of the major forms of eugenics in the modern day. Thank you.